said at the rally.
If you check the internet today and go onto the Australian National Terrorism Public Alert System, you will see that it is on number 3, high terrorist attack likely in the streets of Australia today.
Right.
Prime Minister Tony Abbott said a few days ago that the Islam overseas and Islamists are now threatening us worldwide, and they want us to submit, surrender or die. Well, Prime Minister, there's an alternative, and that is resist and fight. Now, I refuse to convert to Islam, I refuse to surrender, and if they want to try to kill me here in Australia, then I will resist and I will fight.
You betcha! Yeah.
In Australia, in just the last 9 months, in 9 months alone, 23 Islamists who were pretending to be Australians and living amongst us have been arrested for terrorism. That's 23 in Australia in 9 months. 170 more Islamists pretending to be Australians have gone overseas to join the fight against Western culture. Australia did not start this. Islam declared war on the Western world and Australia, and Islam is winning in the United Kingdom, in France, in Germany, in Copenhagen, Norway and Sweden, and they're coming and trying to win here now, and we have to stop them. Australian culture is better than Islamic culture for so many good reasons. Freedom is better than oppression. Equality of women is better than inequality. Australian women are first-class citizens, the same as Australian men.
Woohoo! Yes,
In Australia, girls are expected to finish primary school and high school before they get married. That's better. In Australia, boys are not told that if they kill someone, they'll go to heaven. In Australia, we have tolerance to all races, tolerance to all faiths, tolerance to all, regardless of their sexual persuasion, tolerance to all nationalities, and that is better than Islamic intolerance, intolerance of Jews. They want to kill Jews, kill gays, and they want to fight all other cultures. Islam wants one culture, a worldwide monoculture, which is at complete odds with Australian culture, which comes from all over the world. Islam wants one culture that's based on one man telling lies. Muhammad was a liar. Yeah. Muhammad told his followers that he had ridden on a horse with a woman's face and wings and been flown up to heaven to meet with God. Now, how stupid can you be? Muhammad tells lies to children. He gets boys to fight for him, to fight his robbing, violent wars, because he promises them 72 virgins if they die while killing someone for him. To those who support a mosque here in Parafield Gardens, I say, how stupid can you be? The first mosque which was built at Medina was a headquarters for Muhammad. He based his army, his jihadi troops, and every mosque since then has been built on conquered land or land which is intended to be conquered. That's why we don't want one here. The applicant community, they call themselves the Hazara community. They want to build the mosque here. Why don't they call themselves an Australian community? The reason they don't call themselves an Australian community is because they believe that Hazara and Sharia takes precedence for them over being Australian. Every Hazara family in Melbourne is reported to be involved with child marriage. That information comes from the Women's Legal's Immigrant Advice Centre. Every Hazara family is reported to be involved in child marriage. In Melbourne, Hazara youth are reported to be in car parks fighting each other with swords, claiming that they are Hezbollah warriors. Now, the people who support a mosque here, for those sort of people with a track record of already putting Sharia law above Australian law, are stupid. That's why we don't want it here.
No.
The mosque at Lakemba is a hotbed of inequity. When you walk into that mosque, Australian values of equality and democracy disappear. Inequity starts the moment you get into that mosque at Lakemba. Women are second-class citizens and boys are encouraged to fight jihad and go overseas. Mosques are a threat to Australian national security.
Here.
I'm asking the Australian Prime Minister and all of our federal politicians to fight the threat of Islam here at home in Australia. I want the federal government to step in and stop this mosque because councils and state are not doing a good job.
That's right.
Yes.
I want the federal government to take over all mosque applications all over the country. I want them to conduct complete background checks on the applicants, and they must be forced to obey Australian law above Sharia law.
Yeah.
I believe that Mohammedan mosques need to be treated in the same way that bikie gang headquarters are treated. They need to be subject to being shut down as soon as they breach Australian law. I do always remind everybody that we need to be careful not to attack the wrong people. Those people who come here and abide by our Australian laws do not need permission to practice their faith. All faiths, all nationalities and all ethnicities are welcome here in Australia. But zero tolerance to Islamic jihadis, zero tolerance to those who put Sharia law above Australian law, and we must prosecute every one of them. If our Prime Minister is right, and I am being forced to make a choice by these Islamists into surrender or being killed, then I say I will not surrender, I will not convert, I will oppose the stupid, oppressive, Islamic totalitarian ideology. I will resist Islam, I will fight back, and we do want to stop this mosque. Thanks for being here.
Yes.